Connor's taking a shit, so I'm gonna talk to Joey about aliens for a sec. Joey, do you genuinely believe in aliens? Because this, the question, do you believe in aliens? I think is a very loaded question because most people would say, yes, I believe there is other life forms out there existing right now. But do you actually believe that one, they have reached a level of life and consciousness as some of the life you
see, because there's a difference between believing in aliens and believing in extraterrestrial life, right? Because extraterrestrial life could be a super fucking highly, technologically advanced civilization that is beyond our wildest dreams to something like a single-celled organism. Yeah. Right? Whereas when people think of aliens, they think of little humanoid creatures that can communicate like us and have a civilization like us. I do believe that there are aliens. Of course, there are extraterrestrial life out there somewhere far out in the universe that, maybe has just as good, if not better, civilization than ours. Yeah. But I think the more likely scenario is the extraterrestrial life, the single-celled organisms or the small creature equivalent of aliens, if you will. I think those exist. I would even argue to say very close to our proximity. We just haven't found that yet, the whole thing of how Mars originally had evidence that there was water running through it long ago in its history. We haven't explored enough of Mars to know that, but there is strong evidence suggesting that there still might be something there. We just haven't found that yet.
Also Europa as well, which is apparently a moon.
Jupiter's moon, right?
Yeah, Jupiter's moon. That is has very strong evidence that there is a massive ocean.
Yeah, liquid water.
The ice sheets, which I find very interesting as well.
Yeah, totally.
But do you believe that there is a higher life form of aliens out there?
Yes, I think there could be. I just don't think they've come in contact with humans. I think they've come close to the Earth maybe. Yeah. But that whole idea of fucking UFO crash sites and stuff like that, I don't believe that shit at all. It's how incompetent of an alien species do you have to be to fly galactic level miles only for you to fuck up the landing? I
don't think aliens would care about us. I
don't think they'll care about us. I think to a lot of these aliens, the Earth is a fucking pebble on the road to us. Yeah. It's oh yeah, it's there, but I don't care. Yeah, kind of thing. We're just expanding on the alien.
Do you want to know my favorite theory? My favorite conspiracy kind of theory.
Sure.
So, have you heard of super voids in the universe?
No.
Is it the shit you watch when you fall asleep?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, super void, as in areas of space where there's nothing there.
Yeah. So there is just huge fucking areas of space. So this goes into the whole structure of the universe itself, and there are the kind of theory around the Big Bang should say that everything on a theoretical level, everything should be spread out pretty evenly. Yeah. But how galaxies are formed and the kind of structure of the universe does not match up to the theories that we've had with the Big Bang. So you have fucking massive, they call them super voids, which are some of the biggest structures you can find in the universe with just massive portions of this universe that are just empty.
Yeah, it says it's a spherical blob 1.8 billion light years across that is distinguished by its unusual emptiness.
Yeah. And one of the theories behind that is, again, this is where it gets to conspiracy theory time, is that there is a type 3 civilization within this super void. And that's why we do not detect anything from there.
Oh my lord.
Have they sucked out all of the nutrients out of the stars and they're all just blinking out one by one?
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
we're in massive...
They made the Dyson spheres around.
Yeah, they made the Dyson spheres.
Just sucking up.
It's just wait, they don't vacuum it.
Oh.
They're just vacuuming stuff.
Dyson. Okay, my bad.
Dyson spheres when they put basically they just build a thing around a sun to absorb all its energy.
Oh, I see.
Have you guys heard of the Great Attractor as well?
What's that?
So it's been
That's what they called me in high school.
No, they fucking did. You were at a boys' high school, Joey.
Yeah.
Well, oh god.
It's been proven that we are there is this portion of the universe that everything is getting sucked towards, and scientists, that's why they call it the Great Attractor. Right. And we don't know what is like causing a lot of like a massive portion of like this universe to get attracted to this one singular point because we can't see it.
Yeah.
Because it's on the opposite side of the Milky Way.
Right.
So we just straight up don't know. We just straight up don't know what the fuck could be causing
I
this.
love that thumbnail. What is that?
We're so off with everything. So all of these theories are plausible because we just don't have enough proof to disprove any of them, right? So, but obviously some more reasonable than others. Either way, let's move on to the next one.
Let's move on to the next one.
Joey, what are you presenting to us next?
All right, I've got a banger here.
Okay, what is a theory that you believe in?
A theory as a music lover, as the only musician on Trash Taste, right? This is a music theory, right?
Okay.
And I believe it to be quite accurate. Have you heard of, they're kind of like a small indie band. Do you know this band called the Beatles?
Okay, I'm aware of them. What?
Don't know if you heard of them. They're kind of small.
Okay, all right.
But there's a theory that poses that the famous British band the Beatles never actually existed.
This is the first time I'm hearing of
what the fuck?
and that Paul McCartney, John Lennon, George Harrison, and Ringo Starr were all just actors.
Okay.
That were also interchangeable.
Why would
they got older?
What was the purpose of acting a band instead of being a band?
It was this big social experiment by the government, clearly.
By the British government.
By the British government. The British government.
Social. What were they fucking YouTube pranksters way back when?
Well, they saw how much the American government was like trolling their audience, so the British were just like
their audience, even the civilization.
Yeah. They were like, oh, we got them good with the moon landing, and the British were like, fuck, we want to do that. Like, what's big right now? Oh yeah, the Beatles are like a big band right now. Let's fuck them up. Okay. So there are a number of theories, or I guess points to prove the theory. Okay, so first of all, there are physical appearance changes. Okay. So they scrutinized photographs of the Beatles over the years, claiming that there are inconsistencies in their appearance that can't be explained by aging or changes in style alone.
What do you mean can't be explained by aging?
What
do you fucking mean?
What is this image I'm looking at right now?
Okay, so say for example, right, George Harrison on the left there, where's his other ear?
What do you mean?
Also, that guy on the right there is not Ringo Starr.
They're all paid actors? Okay.
Well, you know your appearance, this is going to be a shock to some people. Your appearance can change over time. I don't know if you know this.
Yeah, but the way that they got older was a little bit strange. Not quite normal.
Type in on Google. I want to show them. Type in Robert De Niro ears change. Look how fucking much this dude's ears have changed over the years. So ears are not a great. Look at it. The first one. Yeah. Look how much his ears have changed.
Holy fuck. That's huge.
Age is an unforgiving bitch.
Goddamn.
So your ears...
Now, Robert De Niro isn't real.
Okay, well... so
prosthetic ear right there. Look at that. That's
in fact, young Robert De Niro actually played Paul McCartney.
Okay, all right. So the point is, ears can change. So saying that your ears change over time, is proof, is not even remotely helpful to this argument.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
so
there are also a bunch of hidden messages as well, right? So have you heard of the famous Paul is dead message?
No. What is this?
Okay, look up the Paul is dead message. I actually do.
What is the Paul is dead message?
You know about this one?
Yeah, I do know about this one. So the Paul is it's kind of like another basically. Look up the first one there. The Paul is dead. Yeah. So it's the theory that Paul McCartney died years and years and years ago, like before John Lennon died. And because the way that he looks now, and especially after the Beatles ended, is so different to how he looked while the Beatles were
I see on this
around.
Wikipedia article they have a picture of him 1 year on the left and a year later on the right, and he looks a bit different.
Look at that. That's not a year of growth.
Because
what is that mustache?
I had this exact same thing. When I changed from a 720p camera to a 4K camera, I looked significantly shitter. Because you could see how bad I looked, and I think that's what. Because like this is like a fucking. Oh, we got an old camera here where we found in our basement. We're gonna take a picture of Paul McCartney, and then they take a picture, and then later some guy's like, "Yeah, we have the new Sony camera. Here's the pic." By the way, Paul, sorry, your skin.
Yeah, so the Paul is dead theory says that Paul McCartney died
aided by British MI5. That's we had nothing better going on in the 60s.
It's the theory is that he died in 1966, which was 4 years before John Lennon died, 7 years before John Lennon died, because he died in 73, I believe, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
And that he was replaced by an actor.
Why didn't they replace John Lennon as well then?
Because the band was probably just like, fuck, we can't find a John Lennon.
I feel like
no one is as good as John Lennon.
Yeah, I feel like the solution to one of your bandmates passing is not to replicate him.
They were like, well, it worked with Paul, and then when John died, they were like, oh fuck, we didn't have a replacement ready.
Wait, Paul McCartney?
1980, sorry.
Paul McCartney's alive, right?
Yes, he's alive.
Or is it?
So currently, only John Lennon and George Harrison are dead. Paul McCartney and I think Ringo is still alive, right? Or he could have been replaced as well. We don't know.
Well, Ringo, there probably wouldn't have been much demand to replace him, I imagine.
No.
My poor Ringo. Poor Ringo.
My favorite interview clip from the Beatles is there was this interviewer who was like, John, do you think that Ringo Starr is the best drummer in the world? And John responds, he's not even the best drummer in the band. Which is true.
So MI5 would have a vested interest in helping aid the Beatles to replace Paul McCartney.
So there are also claims that are made that the personalities of the Beatles members, as observed in interviews and public appearances, show inconsistencies over time too.
You could say that about fucking Trash Taste.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh, we replaced fucking Joey because he watched Arcane.
Yeah. He's a different man now.
Yeah. It's just not Joey, is it?
Connor admitted he likes beeps and boops.
Yeah,
not the same Connor.
That's like how on the fucking podcast people are like, "Oh, Connor admitted a year later he liked something."
Trash Taste hasn't been the same since Gon admitted his liking to bread. You know?
Yeah, like this is like, oh, you mean like normal change that happens over time? Like, yeah, of course that fucking personality changes. Yeah, you're not a monolith of a personality from age 10 to fucking 80.
As a bunch of musicians that the Beatles were, there was also skill variation as well. So the theory suggests that there are noticeable variations in the musical and songwriting skills of the band members at different points in their career, allegedly indicating different people with varying levels of talent.
I can explain this one.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Drugs.
No, actually.
Is that your actual explanation?
Okay. I mean, listen, they're musicians, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure they were probably doing some stints where they were probably fucking no sleep. In the case with
the Beatles,
having some party nights, going hard.
In the case with the Beatles, it is very obvious the era that they discovered drugs, because there is a very big switch from like just simple like standard rock tunes to like, you know, fucking Yellow Submarine, I Am the Walrus,
they got super successful. You know, they became like the hottest shit ever. They're probably partying a bunch, getting super fucking like going out a bunch, probably caring less about songwriting a little bit.
Yeah.
Because they were focused on living the life that they had acquired for themselves.
I mean, at that point as well, John and Yoko
people
were together and they were getting a little weird.
Some people can just fall off.
Yeah. Some people fall off and maybe they get back into it. Maybe they don't. You know, John had that whole...
Beatles fell off.
This is... That thing is just... That just sounds like the biggest copium
I
can ever imagine in my life. Your favorite band starts sucking, you're like... Guys,
they're not real.
The original band is dead. They are not real.
Why is it not plausible you could just get worse for a period of time at something?
Oh, yeah, I mean...
It's like, you know, have you ever done exercise and then like one day you go to the gym and you're like, fuck, I'm just terrible at exercise today. No, I've been doing this for ages. Like, you're just going to have days where you're off.
Yeah.
What other evidence do you have?
Without a lick of irony and being a massive Beatles fan, this theory is incredibly stupid. I agree with everything. It's just like, the way that you grow and change as a musician is very different for different people. And just some people, you know, I hate the fact that there are so many people out there who are like, yeah, the Beatles were like the peak of music creativity. Like they were the fucking masters of their craft. I'm like, yeah, they were good musicians, but they didn't like fucking, you know, reinvent the wheel.
Part of me wants to believe that specifically this theory is just a meme.
I would like to hope it's a meme.
I think it's generally
I really want to hope it's a meme.
Yeah,
but there's the Magical Mystery Tour. That was the album where they clearly started doing drugs. I mean, look at that cover.
Yeah. Part of me wants to believe, I'm reading through all of these points. Part of me wants to believe that this is just a meme, and because of the modern conspiracy theory, kind of like.
Oh yeah, the other theory of the Paul is dead theory is that on the Abbey Road cover, Paul is the only one not wearing shoes. He's a ghost.
Why would a ghost be concerned about footwear?
Exactly.
It's the moon landing.
That's why he's not wearing shoes, because he's actually already dead.
It's the symbolism in there.
It's the symbolism.
Says, Paul is holding his cigarette in his right hand, even though he's left-handed. In what?
Yeah, and he's not wearing shoes. Explain that.
What do you mean? Explain that.
He's dead.
Okay.
Or he's been replaced by someone who clearly didn't realize that Paul McCartney wears shoes everywhere and holds a cigarette in his left hand.
I wear shoes everywhere. If I took my fucking shoes off for one fucking occasion, wouldn't mean I'm a fucking ghost.
I don't know. Say that to Australians, bro. We walk around with shoes all the time.
I don't know. I feel like this one, I can see how this conspiracy theory started.
Do you think this was started by Beatles fans or Beatles haters?
I think this is probably
both
just
are plausible.
Both are plausible. I don't even think the Beatles is something that is a unique topic.
It's probably just a what if that got out of hand, I feel.
Yeah. I feel like it's just a what if that just got out of hands just because the Beatles got so popular. And it's not, I mean, this is one step away from, Ninja dying from Ligma. You know, like
Ninja died of Ligma. He's been replaced.
I feel like it was like a joke that one person took seriously, and then it just kind of got widespread. If I had to pinpoint,
it's all fun and games until the obituary comes out.
Exactly. I'm not sure when this theory started, but guaranteed, if this theory started in the age of the internet, I have a feeling it would just have been like one massive meme. And then
I mean, like, at the end of this article here as well, that makes a good point of like this. I feel like this also came out around the time where like rock music in general was, had all these conspiracies of like, oh, they're brainwashing the youth with satanic messages and it's the devil's music and all that kind of stuff, right? So this theory might have stemmed from there, or it could have just stemmed from a hardcore Beatles hater or a hardcore Beatles fan just being like, all right, but what if? This is the only way we can explain the Beatles falling off.
Yeah. I mean, I see all of this proof, and this doesn't even seem like that deep of a psychoanalysis as you get of some YouTube drama. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You see YouTubers or Twitch streamers have drama, and you see people psychoanalyzing and microanalyzing everything. And I'm like, this doesn't even seem that out of the realm of possibility as some of the stuff we see today.
It also says the belief that the music industry or other powerful entities, the government, orchestrated this deception for financial gain or other unknown purposes.
Well, you've convinced me, Joey. As soon as you said the government, all right.
Wake up, sheeple! It's the British government this time.
Go down the Brits.
I don't know. I see
1 out of 10.
Out of everything,
Zero out of 10.
This is the most lukewarm theory.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's that interesting of a theory.
I'm giving this a 0. This one's just dumb.
Yeah.
Just if you don't like the Beatles, it's fine. You can just say you don't like the Beatles.
All right. Fair enough.